Welcome to the Running Network Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
It's August in Michigan, and pretty soon it's going to be marathon season. And we're going to be talking about marathoning in Canada with none other than the race director himself of the Scotiabank Toronto Waterfront Marathon and the Canada Running Series, Alan Brookes.
And one thing I've got to tell you about, Jenny, it's so exciting, is this year at our weekend at the expo and in the race, we're celebrating 100 years of the marathon distance. On the 24th of July, 1908, the London Olympic Marathon was the first marathon that was run at the distance of 26 miles, 385 yards. It's 100 years ago. They had a big display at the London Marathon in April, and we're copying a lot of that display. The race itself created the first marathon boom in North America, in the world, that a little Italian, Dorando Pietri, and American Johnny Hayes and a Canadian Tom Longboat were the big stars. They call them the three kings of the marathon, and it was a hugely dramatic race. Dorando collapsed 5 times in the last 400 yards. He was helped across the line by the officials, disqualified. Johnny Hayes, the American, came in second, was given the gold. He went back home to Bloomingdale's. They decorated the whole store in Manhattan, the outside of the store, and promoted him to manager of sporting goods. And the next 15 months, Jenny, there were 15 rematches. Dorando, Hayes, Longboat, not all of them in all the races, but they were huge. They were in places like Madison Square Garden. 262 laps to the race, and heavy betting, cigar smoke. The first one rematch they had on Thanksgiving Eve, the 25th of November 1908. Dorando Hayes, Dorando won, and just 3 weeks later in Madison Square Garden, they had a Dorando Longboat. Dorando, of course, was done. He collapsed at 25 miles, and an unknown Russian Jewish immigrant called Izzy Berlin wrote a music hall song called Dorando. It was very popular. It was about a little Italian immigrant barber who mortgaged his barber shop to put a bet on Dorando. And the song goes something like, I mortgaged the barber shop, make the bet, Dorando's he's a win, Dorando he's a drop, goodbye good old barber shop. And the next year, this same gentleman, Izzy Berlin, went on to write Alexander's Ragtime Band and change his name to Irving Berlin. So this was huge, this Marathon Mania, 1908-1909. And the thing was about these 15 rematches, big money betting matches, they were all 26 miles, 385 yards, because that's what the public was screaming for, the rematches at that distance. So that's all part of our weekend. We're going to have Hayes' original 1908 gold medal in the display. Dorando Pietri was awarded a cup from Queen Alexandra, even though he collapsed and was disqualified. Italians from his club La Patria and Carpi are bringing Dorando's Queen's Cup. So it'll be, we'll have some special shirts and everything, so it's a big weekend.
It's really exciting to hear that history. I knew some things, but I certainly didn't know about all those rematches in Madison Square Garden. But I do know Tommy Longboat's no slouch. He's First Nation. And in Ottawa, in the National Museum, they have his, basically his crib. So he's a big name. I think there's even a longboat running club, isn't there?
There is. And Longboat, of course, was the 1907 Boston winner. And the Longboat family are going to be on hand for our weekend. And they're bringing his 1907 Boston trophy. So that'll be part of the display. And in fact, when Longboat, after he won Boston, he got back, came back on the train. He trained in the West End Y in Toronto then. And a huge crowd, they said, of thousands met him at the station, torchlight parade, took him to City Hall. The mayor gave him a special medal and a check for $500. And our first and last kilometer in the race is that route from Union Station to City Hall. It's now Old City Hall. So we also have 9 members of the Longboat Running Club in Toronto will be running the race on Sunday morning in period costumes, special outfits we've made up as longboats. 4 guys are coming from Johnny Hayes Club, the Shore Athletic Club in New Jersey, and they're running as Hayes. And 2 people will be coming from SG La Patria in Carpi, Italy, running as Durandos with the handkerchiefs on their head, the baggy red shorts. So it's really a celebration of the distance. And we'll have these shirts, 42.195, because we're metric in Canada. 42.195, the distance that runners are measured by. 1908, 2008. So come on and join us, everybody, and celebrate 100 years of the distance. Scotiabank Toronto Waterfront Marathon, the weekend of the 26th to 28th of September, and take in a Canadian marathon. We are metric, but at the expo you can go to the running room booth and get the free wristbands with how much a kilometer, and they go by faster than miles.
They sure do. It sounds like a fabulous weekend. What a great celebration of the marathon, and we appreciate your talking with us, Alan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michigan Runner, and thanks for all the great work you do promoting running.
You're welcome.